everyone, welcome to Mental Harmony Podcast, where you come to harmonize your mind. I am your host, Lesha Hanel, and thank you to every single person that logged in and come to look at my video. I really appreciate it. And happy Wednesday, or whichever day you're looking at this video. So today we're deep diving into anxiety. And this is a very sensitive topic for me because I've dealt with anxiety for a very long time. I still deal with it, but it's not as severe as how I used to have it back then. So I just want to say that, if this is a sensitive topic for you also, don't worry. There's a lot of people that have to deal with anxiety every day, and there are different levels to it. Some people have it really bad to where they have panic attacks, heart palpitations, um, body tremors. And then we have, everybody who deals with the normal anxiety, like they're going to a medium, they feel anxious. That's normal. Every human has anxiety. But I want to just talk about my personal experience first and tips that help me, stuff that helped me, and hoping that can help you too. So with me, I've always had some sort of anxiety. When I was younger, I didn't know. Like when I was in elementary school, primary school, I didn't know what anxiety was, which is normal for us kids. We don't know about mental health. We get taught about it. So certain times, like I've moved a lot. I keep saying this, but yes, I moved with different people as a child, and I just was anxious to say anything, and I felt uh kind of lonely, but I was still anxious about everything. About somebody saying something to me, like I was anxious about, okay, what is this person going to say to me? Like I've dealt with that at a very young age, and throughout high school I've dealt with it too, because I didn't really teach myself, or I wasn't thoroughly taught about mental health throughout like my primary school and high school. I just dealt with it by myself. um and I kind of wish I didn't, because whatever experiences you go through in your childhood, that is going to shape who you are when you become an adult. So yes, I dealt with that in high school. I i had a lot of thoughts, a lot of bad thoughts that you shouldn't be thinking about as a child, as any at any age you shouldn't be thinking about. But I had those thoughts, and I went through a very depressive stage because my father died. He passed away when I was 10. So it was like a really weird stage for me in high school. Like it was like really weird. Like I was experiencing things and I didn't want to tell anyone. I used to just write it down, jot it down, and I would crush it up and throw it away because I was scared anyone would find it because I was like, okay, that's embarrassing. I don't want anyone to know that's how I'm feeling. That's my emotions. And that's one wrong thing to do. Just share it with somebody close to you about it, or because trust me, share it with the adults around you. You don't want to keep it bottled up. As it's such a young age, you don't want to keep those things bottled up because they shape who you are. So yeah, I dealt with that at a young age. And I had in high school, I was very insecure. When I say I was very insecure, I meant like the way I look, the way people thought of me, the way people, the things people said about me. I'm like, okay, what is this person saying about me? Are they talking about me? How do I look? As I said, it was a weird stage for me because I was still grieving my father. In my teenage years, I was grieving him, but it was in a weird way. I can't really describe it, but it was very depressing, and it was more of anger than being sad. And I know a lot of people probably misunderstood me back then, and I never told them like, yeah, because I didn't know. I was just feeling that type of way. But high school was not per se the best. I wouldn't give it like a 5 star. My high school years, my teenage years, I would not give it a 5 star. I would not say it was not High School Musical at all. It was more of like, I don't know. What's a depressive movie like Twilight? Well, the first Twilight probably, but it was just as I said. I went through like a Bella Swan from Twilight. I went through like a Bella Swan stage. That's what I would say. It was awkward, and then I became an adult, and before around 20, about when I was like 21, yeah, 21, 22, I had a very, that's my anxiety was at peak around that time. And that was around COVID. If I'm not, yeah, that was definitely around COVID. I remember because it was locked down. I was not in America. I went back to St. Kitts during COVID. And if you didn't know, I grew up there. For those who don't know, I went back there. Most of my siblings are there, and my mom is there. So I wanted to go there. You know, COVID was a very hard time for a lot of us, and I wanted to be with my mom and my siblings. So I went back to St. Kitts, and then I don't know, I just had a time where anxiety was really pounding on me. I never had it that bad when it came to anxiety. And I remember when it first started with these symptoms, I started getting heart palpitations. And if you don't know what heart palpitations are, they're basically when your heart skip a beats, fast heart rate, anything weird that happens with your heart. That's heart palpitations. So I started getting those, but I kind of ignore them because I was just like, okay, I don't know. They don't hurt. They just feel very, very weird. Especially if it's your first time getting heart palpitations, they feel very weird. So I just ignore those. And then I had a night where I was on the phone with my best friend, and I suddenly had trouble breathing. When I said I had trouble breathing, I mean like I was laying down normally, perfectly, and it's like I just I was like I couldn't breathe. I was it's like my breathing stopped, and then I had to and then it stopped. And I was on the phone with my best friend. I was like really, really, really scared. It was like 1 a.m. because we used to watch anime, and we used to be on FaceTime. We used to watch anime episodes. So I think we had finished watching the episode, and that happened. And I was like really scared, and I started crying, and he was like, "It's okay, go tell your mom, go tell your mom." So I told my mom. She gave me some tea. You know, all my island people, you know, your parents give you tea every time. Like it doesn't matter if you're in pain or you're sick or you're sad, they're gonna give you tea. The tea cures everything. So she made me some tea because she saw like something was going on. She gave me tea. I drank tea, and I had to like calm myself down to go to bed. That was just the beginning, y'all. And so what else happened is that the heart palpitations started happening every day. And I also started like having I had like a one panic attack, because there is a difference between anxiety attacks and panic attacks. Anxiety attacks and panic attacks are completely different. They feel completely different. Panic attacks make it feel like you're about to have a stroke, literally, because I thought I was dying when I had a panic attack. But I used to get anxiety attacks where I had to breathe in a paper bag. And my mom had a blood pressure she had a blood pressure machine. So her and my sister used to check my heart rate, because I used to be like, my heart is beating so fast. They would check it. My heart rate was like 100 it used to be 100 um beats per minute. They genuinely thought I had asthma, because my older sister, one of them, have asthma. So she was like, breathe into the pump, use the pump. So I used the pump. But it didn't really help. Because it was like, do you have asthma or not? I'm like, I don't know. We don't know, because I never had any trouble breathing ever in my life. But that was just the beginning. I started to have, when I went to sleep, I had to have Limacol. I used to put Limacol on a napkin and literally had to put it on my nose, breathe in as I sleep, to help me fall asleep. I wasn't able to. I used to be like, Mom, can you sleep with me? Like, can you come in my room until I fall asleep? Because I was scared. I didn't know what was going on with me. So she did that. My mom really helped me through my journey. I'll say that. But what else happened? This is all the beginning. I'm just telling you what I had to go through before I did whatever to help me. I used to go to bed and my heart would just be like boom, boom, fast. Like feel like it's about to beat out of my chest. So I got up, started walking around the room. This is at night. It only happened at night. I turned on my TV, go on YouTube, and put on gospel music. I prayed. That's the most during that period of time, that's the most I ever prayed. Because I was frightened to the core, like frightened. Because I thought, I'm like, am I being punished for something? Like, and I shouldn't, say that, but that's what was going through my head. I went to my mom said, okay, I'm gonna make a doctor's appointment. She made a doctor appointment. We went to the doctor. He checked my heart. He checked whatever, and he said there's nothing medically wrong with me, but he said He says I guarantee you it's anxiety, and he said, do you go out the house? And I said I don't go out the house. He said you need to start going out the house. You need to, So I was like, okay. So I was decided that I had to start researching. Because the reason why I had to go to the doctor because I had a time where I had no appetite. It was one day I was not eating at all. I was not hungry at all. And I didn't know it was because of my anxiety. So she took me to the doctor, my mom, and he gave me these pills to uh make me eat. And they did work. Like it would make you extremely hungry. So I was like, okay, I need to look up tips. I need to help myself. I need to figure out myself. I did know on my own that meditating, I started meditating, walking around in my room. When it happened at night, like any of these heart palpitations or like any anxiety attacks happened, I used to walk around in my room, put on gospel music. So I knew gospel music, praying, meditation helped me. Like, not for the whole thing. Meditation just helps some of it because you have to change your routines to help your anxiety. So I basically had to change my routine. So once I started to be like, okay, I have to dedicate myself to changing my routine, because I was like, okay, let's see what's going on with me. I started looking up the symptoms I was getting, and that's when it was anxiety, like straight in my face, anxiety. I used to feel sick. I used to not even go out because anytime I went out, like my body would act. It's like your mind is so powerful. It's like my mind knew when I went out and it would just trigger my body and I would have to go back home because the symptoms would start acting up. I had a point where I had tremors inside of my body. Like you can't feel it or see it on the outside. It's an inside that I was feeling the tremors. So like I was going down the road, going here, and it was, my body was just, inside was trembling. So so I had to start researching, like, okay, what does help this? Just a little bit of my experience. But I want to tell you the things that helped me, and if you have severe anxiety that I had, if you're having those symptoms right now, I'm gonna tell you this: doctors are going to always prescribe you medication. Medication does not help you. Medication is just to cover the outside of your anxiety. It's not going to heal you, if you get what I'm saying. Because once you forget to take those pills, or once you stop taking those pills, you won't know how to treat it on your own. You just know how to medically treat it, and that's with pills. And it's just hurting your body even more. So what I recommend is for you to do breathing methods. When I mean breathing methods, I mean do breathing exercises. have some time out of the day, and you can look it up on YouTube. If you want to do it with someone, you can look it up on YouTube, and they have videos of them doing it. So it's just like a normal breathing. It's deep breathing. It's not just regular breathing. It's a deep breathing. And change your routine in the morning. Try waking up earlier. I changed it, and I started waking up early. I started eating breakfast because I never was eating breakfast before that. But I guarantee you, wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, meditate in the morning. Meditate, pray, deep breathing exercises, and then try to find distractions. So if you work from home, it's more prone to people who work from home or people who are home often, that don't go outside often, because you don't have anything to keep your body moving, to keep your mind moving. You don't have anything to basically keep you busy and keep your mind distracted from all that anxiety and depression. So I would recommend that you find something to do to help yourself. So whether if it's taking a walk in the morning, whether if it's drawing. I was sketching, that helped me. Sketching, doing word puzzles, anything artsy. What also helped me is waking up in the morning and going outside in the sun. You're making your body get all that natural sun. You could go out, I used to go out barefoot. And why I said that, because keeping your body planted on the ground helps with anxiety. And let's see what else I used to do. Because I still do some of these things. I would say once that was over, I did not, after a while, I did stop some of the things, because after COVID, I was busy. I was doing a lot of things, so it faded away. But those things definitely helped it go away. But keeping your feet planted on the ground, meditation, you're going to be planted on the ground. So anything natural like that is going to help you. Drinking lots of water. Why I say this? Because water, it basically helps calm it down, and you keeping yourself hydrated, because anxiety dehydrates you. If you ever had an anxiety attack, you know when you're having it, your mouth instantly goes like dry. Like it feels like you have no kinds of saliva in your mouth. If you know, you know, because I felt it before. I used to be like, I speak, oh my gosh, I'm getting an anxiety attack. What also I used to do when I was having so many heart palpitations, I used to check my pulse. It was just a natural thing for me at that time, checking my pulse, because I was like, let's see, is my heart rate. Also, another symptom that happened to me was I was able to feel my heart rate, my heart beating. Like, I used to ask my mom and my niece, I used to be like, can you feel your heart beating? They used to be like, no, because it's not normal. You're not supposed to feel your heart beating. Like, yeah, I was feeling every beat, every minute, every second. But meditation, eating well. Let's see what else I used to do. So another tip I have is confirming with yourself. So when I say confirming, is saying affirmations like, I am in no danger, I am fine, I am healthy, I am good. That is confirming with yourself. Doing that every day will definitely help with your anxiety. Another tip is music. Any music, calm, soothing music. For people who don't know, music really helps with the way your blood flow, and the way your heart is beating. Trust me, I had to do it when in the middle of the night I used to get those anxiety attacks. My heart was beating 100 beats per minute out of nowhere. I put on this I went on YouTube and I put on these videos to help how your blood flow, how your heart is beating, and it worked. Showers. Showers, I guarantee you. Taking cold showers. If you're having an anxiety attack, take a cold shower. Get ice and just put it all over your face. Wash your face with cold water when you have an anxiety attack. Staying calm is the most important thing. Just staying calm. If you're having a panic attack, let it happen. Don't ever fight a panic attack. If you fight a panic attack, it's going to be worse for you. Don't fight a panic attack. Let it happen. Lay down and let it happen. Put on some music. Let it happen, and it's going to pass by. You're not dying. It's your mind. Everything is in your mind. I had to learn that I learned that because of what happened to me. And you don't need any pills. If you feel like you need therapy, go to therapy. Do anything to help you that's non-medical. You don't have to get pills to treat your anxiety. You just have to be aligned with your soul, with your spirit. Be aligned with God. Be aligned with meditation. Be aligned with nature. I also believe that the people that you're around is very important too. If you're around people that are always negative, around people that are always talking down on you or talking down on somebody else, that is going to affect your mental health. You're going to be insecure. You're going to question yourself all the time. And that's not going to help your anxiety, because you're supposed to confirm with yourself that you are worthy, you're fine, you're healthy. You're supposed to confirm good things with yourself. So if you're around somebody that is not doing that for you, that's not helping you through that journey, then it's a big no. My mother, when that was happening to me, my mom helped me. She was a very big help. She was very patient, and she basically went through it with me. She laid down with me, she slept with me, she did everything she could. I'm pretty sure she was scared, but she did not show it at all. And that's another thing. If you know somebody that's going through anxiety, if somebody is having a panic attack or anxiety attack, do not panic with them. You have to show that you're strong. You just have to show it on the outside. Even though you might be panicking for them, on the inside, do not show it at them. It's going to make them panic more. I am saying this because I was with a guy. We wasn't even officially dating. We was just like seeing each other, and this was during COVID. So it was long distance. And I had an instance where he used to gaslight me a lot, very, very bad. He used to gaslight me. And I had a moment where that's when I was going through my severe anxiety. And he was like, just want to argue. And I was just like, okay, listen, I really can't do it right now because I'm going through really bad depression, anxiety right now, and I don't really want to argue. And he was just like, anxiety? I was like, yes, I don't want to, my mental health. He was like, he don't know nothing about mental health. Ladies, that is a red flag. If you are with someone and this is supposed to be someone you're going to spend your future with, and they say they don't care about mental health, or they don't know what mental health is, then please run, because that means he does not care about you. Yes, because your mental is way more important than your physical needs. You have to make sure you're with someone that knows about mental health, that knows the importance about it, that wants to know about it. If they don't, then don't be with someone like that. It's not going to make you better. It's not going to make you feel any better. It's not going to help you at all. So always have people around you that helps make you feel healed. To help with your anxiety, hug your loved ones or your pets. Visualize yourself being in a calm place. Soothe your mind by humming. Humming helps. Humming helped me, to be honest. I know it sounds like weird, like humming. Yes, humming. And I think because your humming had to do with your body, with just helping your body to calm down. What helped me is rubbing on my body, like my leg. It's because you're keeping yourself distracted. You're keeping your mind distracted. You're not allowing your mind to take over. Like, you have to do things. Talk to someone. this is all that helps you with your anxiety. And it may make you feel suicidal, and I know that's hard to hear, but anxiety can make you feel suicidal because all the things that happen into you, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. I just want to die, because if I die, all of this will be over. I won't feel like this anymore, because it's a very uncomfortable feeling, very, very uncomfortable. And I just want to say that it's not worth your life. You have so much more. Everyone gets a chance in life. Everyone gets a chance at life. Everyone gets to sit at the table. Everyone gets to offer their ideas. Everyone gets to live their life. And suicide is not the answer at all. From someone who used to think suicidal, and I do regret it. I don't like thinking back on that. But that was just around the time my father died, and I was going through a lot of anger and depression, and I wanted to kill myself because I was such in an awkward stage. Um and so always talk to someone about it. Always jot it down in a journal. That also helps anxiety. Writing stuff down. I always say write stuff down. If you don't feel comfortable talking with someone, but always find one person you can talk to about it, whether it's a therapist or one of your family members or one of your friends that you trust. Talk to someone about it. But yes, anxiety is so weird, the way human bodies and human minds go through, like the things they go through. And that shows you that the mind is so powerful. The mind is so powerful to where it gives you illusions to think, okay, this is what I'm going through. I can't do this because this is what my mind is telling me. And you don't want your mind to make you not succeed in life. You don't want your anxiety to take over your life. You don't want anxiety to affect every daily routine that you do in your life. You got to shut that out the door. To be honest, that's the devil. That's the devil trying to stop you. Read the Bible, because Jesus says anxiety is not of, it's you're not supposed to let it eat you up. You're supposed to fight it. You are way bigger than any anxiety, any depression. But I really had kudos to everyone that's watching this and goes through very severe anxiety. You're gonna get through this. I just recommend the things I said today that I recommend. You can try it, whatever helps you. But you do not want this to eat you up, because I went through it and it used to affect my daily life. When I say my daily life, I couldn't eat I couldn't eat properly. I couldn't sleep properly. So many things I couldn't do properly. I used to be scared every minute, um, because of that. I couldn't interact with certain people. I couldn't go out. Like, a lot of things I couldn't do affect because of my anxiety affecting me. So do not let it get to you. Do not let it win. Don't let anxiety, never let anxiety win, because that is just your mind making you feel a certain way. So I pray for you guys that are going through that situation, but you're very, as I said, you're much bigger than that. And I had to realize that. But never let you eat you up. Just know you have to live your life. You have to live life. Life is very short. I'm going to be 24 next month. Whoop, whoop. May 18th. I'm going to be 24. And I can't believe it, that I'm going to be 24. Like, I was just 18. And I took my teenage years for granted. And now I'm going to be 24. And it feels so surreal for me, because in less than 6 years, or about that time, I'm going to be 30. I'm going to be big age. Like, that is a big step. 30 years old. It's different from when you're going from 19 to 20, to 29 to 30. So I have so much time. I don't have that much time to fix and make sure I'm prepared for that stage. And I have to make sure that my mental health is fixed and it's healed. And I'm gonna always have some type of anxious feeling like if I'm presenting a project or if I'm doing, I'm gonna feel anxious, but I do not want any severe, I speak that out of my life. I speak any severe anxiety in my life. So anytime you have a bad feeling, a bad thought, speak it out of your life. The way you have to speak it out of your life, you can pray, whatever, manifest, pray, just don't let anxiety and depression, and it's so important. I keep saying that because it's so important, because I know how it felt when that made you not want to do anything, that make you not can't do certain things, like daily things you used to be doing, you can't even do it anymore. So that's why I am saying this. I kept saying, I'm keep saying and repeating myself because it's so important, and I don't wish that on my best enemy at all. But this is the end of the podcast. By the way, I will be starting Pop Culture Fridays pretty soon. I wanted to just start off awareness first, Awareness Wednesdays, but I'm going to start doing Pop Culture Fridays soon. That is less sad. It's not sad as Awareness Wednesdays. It's more funny. It's going to be more fun and everything. So if you're more into that, you can, it's going to be Pop Culture Fridays. But I will announce when exactly I will be starting Pop Culture Fridays. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate, I say this every episode, I really appreciate every one of you guys that's watching. This is a big leap for me, so I can't wait to see what else is going to be in store for me. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Yes, I wish you guys the best. Thank you so much for watching Mental Harmony Podcast.